Hey everybody, welcome back to another 10-minute Marvel video. I'm Petter, and today I want to do a kind of follow-up to the podcast this week. This week's podcast was all about Marvel animation, the shows that are coming up in 2025, plus then What If coming up at the end of 2022. And at the end of that episode, Greg and I both ranked, kind of based off of our excitement level, all four of the shows, from least excited to most excited. And, well, I wanted to split that out into a separate video here as well, for those of you who want to check it out. Let's just do a quick reminder of everything that is coming out Marvel animation for the next 12 months. First off, we have, starting December 22nd, What If Season 3. This is going to be the final season of What If. There's already a trailer out there you can go check out. But cowboys, mechs, a lot of fun stuff in that trailer. Then the next show coming out, animated show, actually comes out barely a month later, January 29th. We're getting Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. No full trailer for this yet, though they did show some clips in kind of a teaser for what's coming next to Disney Plus via Marvel. That came out, I want to say, start of November. Then August 6th is the third one, Eyes of Wakanda. And again, that one you can find there on that the video with the series of clips. And the final one, coming in October of 2025, we're going to have Marvel Zombies. This is supposed to be not necessarily a continuation, but something that is coming about because of kind of the enjoyment, excitement of people from the Marvel Zombies episode in What If Season 1. So let's go into ranking all of these. My number 4 is going to be Marvel Zombies. Mainly because that one feels like it's kind of the most straightforward. It's going to be a zombie show, but with Marvel. They need to do some stuff, and it's, in all fairness, they're going to be very capable of doing this, but they need to give me some really fun stuff with the different heroes turning into zombies, villains turning into zombies, and zombies having those powers. Otherwise, this is going to feel a little bit too standard. And for that reason, it's lower on my list. Not because I don't think it couldn't be a good amount of fun. I expect it to be fun. And it's great. I love how we had Agatha all along. This year at Halloween, we've had Werewolf by Night 2-3 years ago at Halloween. And now we're going to be getting Marvel Zombies at Halloween. And to have Marvel continue to drop and give us stuff that's thematic to Halloween is awesome. It's the perfect time of year to drop it, so I expect it to be a lot of fun. I just don't necessarily expect to be blown away by it. At number 3, I'm going to put in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, the animation style to this is cool. It's going to be kind of an origin story for Spider-Man to some extent. But that is just okay, in my opinion. I'm excited for this because, more so than Marvel Zombies, because I just don't know what they're going to be doing with this one. Like, is this going to be very episodic Saturday morning cartoon style? Because it kind of gives me that feel. Or is there going to be an overarching story across the whole thing? I'm not sure. And just the number of characters for this, Wizard, Tombstone, Doctor Strange, Doc Ock, so many different characters that I'm excited to see what they do with it. But with that large cast of characters, to me, this feels like it's going to be a bunch of kind of standalone episodes with maybe a two-parter to wrap it up. And I don't have like super high expectations for it. More so, I just expect it to be a lot of fun. My number 3 is going to be What If Season 3. I want to see how they wrap up What If. Like, they're saying this is the final season. Why is this the final season? I know from kind of like a business standpoint, generally 3 seasons of a show, like you get people to sign up for the first season, you get them back, and a few new people to sign up for a second season. Third season's kind of that point where people sign back up or keeping their subscription around for it, but you're not necessarily pulling in more new people, which is generally why a lot of shows, most shows, only do 3 seasons, especially on streaming, because it's all about getting those subscribers. So from that side of things, it makes sense, but this is also something Marvel could have kept running and could have kept experimenting with. And I'm just excited for this one because they always give some really good episodes. We know that there's going to be a Captain Carter Corti episode. We know that they're introducing another new character, Birdie, into this. So very curious about that. Very curious to see how that goes. And yeah, just some of the other things, like I was talking about, the cowboy episode with Shang-Chi, that looks great. That looks super fun. And then the Voltron kind of new Avengers episode, or Mech, I should say, new Avengers episode. I'm excited to see what they can do with that, because I think that would be a really fun thing to do and something that feels unique. And that's what I want from What If. I want things to feel really unique. Then, of course, my finale, my number 1, is going to be Eyes of Wakanda. This one, I am just really curious about it. And I think, honestly, I think it could fall anywhere on the list. Like, at the end of next year, when we rank, and I'm sure we'll do it at some point in time, we'll rank all the animated shows from these 4. I could see this being at the top, or I could see it being lower. I'm not sure it will ever hit the bottom, but everything else could wow me more. This one is an anthology show that's supposed to be closest tied to the MCU, and that's why it's the top one for me. Not the anthology part, but the closest tied to the MCU. Because it's delving into Wakandan history and basically what, like, various characters through history dealing with vibranium, and when vibranium gets out into the public. Bringing back vibranium artifacts when somebody who shouldn't get their hands on vibranium gets their hands on vibranium. And that sounds really cool, especially with the idea it could tie more into the MCU. Like, do we get an episode, one of the anthology episodes, where it's how Howard Stark gets the vibranium to make Captain America's shield? Something like that. Because I think that would be really fun to kind of deal with and see that bit of history, flesh out that bit of the story. But also, could this set up stuff for the future? Could this be laying groundwork for, say, a Black Panther 3? That, I mean, I don't expect it to be like, oh yeah, this is super important, you have to have watched it. But could it be like, hey, here's the full history of this artifact, of this MacGuffin, this thing that's going to be the focal point of Black Panther 3. I think they could do that, and that would be real exciting to me if they do that. If when we get to Black Panther 3, all of a sudden we're like, oh, wait, we know that thing. We know the history of that. And they can thread in a few little nods to it, which I would find to be a ton of fun. But let me know which one of these are you most excited for. You can do that down in the comment section below, or over on the community tab, I do have a poll up with all 4 options for you to pick which one you are most excited for. And I just want to thank you all for listening and watching. Hopefully videos like this are fun. I always have fun putting them together. And if you enjoy this content, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's going to be your chance to see and find more of these videos as they come out. Plus the other videos we have here on the channel that you can go check out. More news, rumors, topics, stuff like that. But then also Marvel trading cards, Marvel Snap, and Marvel Comics that I show off the new stuff coming into my personal collection. And if you're interested in our full conversation around Marvel animation coming up in the next 12 months, you can check out the podcast that I mentioned as well. You can click onto the channel, subscribe if you haven't already. We really do appreciate everybody who has subscribed. And then click on the podcast tab. Or you can find the podcast wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. But with that, we'll see you next time.